Hello. Welcome to our second studio discussion for the third wave. Over the past few weeks, we've been showing programs about sexuality, attitudes to aging, and euthanasia. And today, we'll be discussing the issues arising from those programs. During the past few years, frank and open discussions about sex have been brought out into the public arena. But unfortunately, with a few notable exceptions, debate and public information concerning older people and their sexual relations have been scarce. Many people assume that just because someone reaches their 50th or their 60th birthday, their sex life stops. Can you tell me, do you think one's sex life can benefit at all from people getting older?
I think it's got to benefit by the experience of having lived happily in a sexual situation with a partner. It's going to get better or it's going to get worse. And in my particular case, it certainly got better. We gained experience. 60 odd years ago when we married, we knew nothing at all about sex. It was a great mystery to be explored. And be it said that we explored it very happily.
For a very long time.
For a long time.
Yes.
I was very fortunate in that I had a very understanding, compassionate and tender husband who'd been advised by his father to take it easy in the beginning. And this resulted in, I think, us acquiring, my husband particularly acquiring an extremely good technique. And I would advise everybody to learn the technique.
Yes. Yes. Wait a minute, there I am.
Okay, I'm Emlyn Thomas. And I once had a man working for me who had reached the age of 50, and he said, sex has got to stop now. Finished, you know, because I'm now 50, I'm too old for sex. He died 6 months later.
So you're suggesting sex keeps you alive?
I'm suggesting is sex keeps you alive, and sex definitely gets better as you get older. For two reasons. First of all, the woman becomes more confident about asking for things that please her. And as she matures, so she becomes easier in the relationship with that sort of thing. When I was 30, I wouldn't have believed that people of 50 could have successful sex. Now I'm over 50, I really believe that people of 75 and 80 can have successful sex, because I can see the sex improving. And a sort of thug like myself, you know, who's always been a sort of macho sort of person, I've become more sensitive and more feeling about sex with my partner.
Good. Now, who else wants to say something? Yes, on this subject.
I think sex when you get older is marvellous. It's a way of relaxing. And once the fear of not having children, you know, the fear of having children's gone, you can enjoy it more. I think it's absolutely marvellous, and I'm all for it.
That's what you were saying, wasn't it, Jane?
I was brought up extremely strictly.
Yes.
I didn't know what a naked man looked like until I got married. And so my life has been a learning experience. And now I have no hang-ups, no inhibitions. And I can really enjoy it, relax and thoroughly enjoy sexual relationships. The physical side of love is only what comes naturally to people. It's just the expression of your inner emotions. And it's very, very important. And sex is the natural outcome of the expression of the emotion of love.
Sorry, Jane, you were wanting to say
I
something.
was going to say that in the 1920s, when I was married, there was nothing written at all about sex. One had to acquire one's knowledge the difficult way.
You think it's a good thing that books are written
I think
now?
it's a very good thing that books are written, and I think the more open attitude is very important. But I've also found that in critical times of life, a very good sexual relationship, such as our friend here has described, helps you through the bad times.
It's a way of being closer, isn't it?
Yes, well, we had bereavement. We lost a daughter very tragically. And I think without our happy relationship at these times, we got through the days, but the nights were torture.
Yes.
Unless we'd been close together. And then again, I found when my husband had operations, he became very depressed.
Yes.
And felt that life wasn't worth living.
Ah.
But because I encouraged him and loved him, his virility asserted itself, and I
Yes.
believe this was very good for his self-satisfaction, his self-esteem. And I think that this is something that helps a marriage to go on longer when
Yes.
both partners have self-esteem and respect each other.
I'd like to know if anybody has any actual physical problems as they're aging, which in a way are inhibiting their enjoyment of their sex life. Yes.
Well, my husband has a heart condition, and so I have to, what shall I say, slow him down a bit
Yes.
because he gets rather overactive.
Yes, well, that's one of the one of the conditions people can get.
Yes, this is one of the
Absolutely.
things.
Anybody else? Yes.
Dare I say it? Mervyn has a heart condition, but in actual fact, sex is good for him. And the doctor said so too.
Yes.
And he has a severe heart condition, so it's not affecting him.
Well, it's
I
good
don't think
that
so. Anyway, he looks fit.
you look very
Slow
fit.
me down.
I think most of you here seem to be proving that sex keeps you looking very good and very healthy indeed. Jane, I think you could probably tell us if, you know, people do have any problems. Have you any advice to offer them as to how they can make their sex life a bit more comfortable?
I think the attitude to the problem of sex becoming difficult physically will be dictated by what has happened in the past to the couple.
Yes.
If they both have enjoyed a sexual life and they want to continue with it, somehow they'll find a way. In privacy, they'll find a way. There are all kinds of loving, touching, caressing. But if one of them has a hang-up, it probably will be used as an excuse to say this nonsense should cease.
Yes.
But I think that if the will is there, people will continue. And I think they should be willing to experiment in all
Yes.
kinds of ways. When I was a girl, when I was a young married woman, bedrooms were cold, miserable places. Cold lino, cold beds, cold men, cold women, cold everything. now with central heating and
You
modern
think that
things,
increases people's sex
I
life?
think it's made. They've got it made. even on the carpet, on the white rug in front of the fire. I
Yes.
think they've got it made. It's much easier. It was very difficult for young people in my day and generation when the world was so cold.
Well, you seem to have done all right.
I did very well.
Well, as we've just heard, the natural aging process doesn't seem to, certainly with this audience, affect maintaining an active sex life. Changes in hormone levels in both men and women can cause difficulties with intercourse. And for women, the menopause is often responsible for many other problems. Dr. Vanessa Mooney, you specialize, I believe, in helping menopausal women be treated with hormone replacement therapy, which is known for short to most people now as HRT. Can you tell us briefly what it is and how it helps?
Well, basically, hormone replacement therapy is what it says it is. It's replacement of the hormone that's no longer available. Because when women get to a certain age, they actually stop producing estrogen. It slows down. It doesn't suddenly stop, but it slows down and they stop producing it. And the only way you can actually get them back to that level is by giving them some natural estrogen, which is what we do.
Yes.
Yes, I've been on it, and if I wasn't on it now, there's no way I could sit here and talk to people. I spent 4 years not knowing what was wrong with me, and my life, frankly, was finished. And then I heard a program about it, and I thank God and the gynecologist that I'm on it.
I probably started taking it before I needed to, but because I just felt that I would like to get into it. The Americans take it, and it's been proved that they've really improved, and I can honestly say it's wonderful. I mean, I feel so much more energetic. It's like putting a tiger in your tank. It really does do a lot for you. I just can't say enough about it. I would not stop taking it now.
Not bad for your sex life, right?
And not bad for sex life either.
I wasn't even going to mention that, actually. I mean, that's very private, but yes, I can honestly
We've got
say
to, as you might say, pass on from sex now to some of these other subjects. Well, of course, some people have made a conscious decision not to take HRT for one reason or another. I wonder if anybody in the audience here has. Can you tell me why?
Yes, I was actually prescribed HRT, and I think HRT is a wonderful therapy. I'm not against it at all. But again, I'm a little bit against orthodox drugs and have turned to homeopathy. And with the help of my homeopath, I came off of HRT, and I've been taking a particular remedy now for 2 years. My hormone levels have been checked. They are completely stable.
Yes.
I feel absolutely wonderful. And
it's
I would
really
not-
worked for you?
Yes, and I would not
And you're
go-
happier with it?
Oh, absolutely.
You have reservations also about HRT, do you?
Just giving HRT is not the whole treatment. You've got to look at why the woman got to the point where she couldn't produce the estrogen in the first place. If you don't treat that, you're just going to ask for further trouble down the line. The second thing is that there are some women who probably congenitally are incapable of producing estrogen, and therefore it is like a insulin-dependent diabetic, and they might need estrogen.
Yes,
Okay.
I see.
But I would recommend to all women first to try alternative medicine, to try complementary therapies. Use the simple stuff first, and if it doesn't work, then go on to the HRT. Don't rush into HRT. It's medical Ramboism again. And in another 30 years' time, they'll be saying, oh my God, we shouldn't have done that.
If you actually study physiology, you will realize that the adrenal glands cannot produce enough estrogen to actually keep the levels high enough to prevent osteoporosis and to keep the vagina well lubricated. I agree that there's a certain amount, but you cannot actually treat women who are lacking in estrogen. If we could, we'd all be doing it.
Elizabeth Mills, have you also got reservations about this, I believe?
Research into Aging, which is the charity of which I'm the director, has not got the same feeling about HRT being the great panacea that Dr. Vanessa's organisation has. We have some reservations. There are too many women who it doesn't suit.
Yes.
As a means of preventing osteoporosis, it is undoubtedly working in some cases, in many cases, but we don't know the long-term effects. Some of the side effects we don't understand, and one of the worst things about it is that it is obviously not right for everybody, and we haven't got any kind of national screening mechanism for those who should be on HRT. I therefore reserve greatly the judgment on HRT, and Dr. Lockie's point that in 30 years' time we'll all be saying, oh, I wish we hadn't done it, may well be right. That may well be how we feel about it.
Well, one of the added benefits of HRT is it can often improve a woman's appearance. And for many women, the signs of aging are a constant source of worry and upset. Thousands and thousands of pounds are spent each year on rejuvenating creams. And other women, well, they resort to more drastic measures. Can you tell me why you think that so many women want to have this cosmetic surgery?
I think it's people now want quality of life rather than quantity. I think it's nice to feel good. They're not ashamed to be vain and say they wear makeup and so on. So they seek this line, provided they're psychologically ready for it.
When you say psychologically, are there some women that perhaps you wouldn't recommend should have this surgery?
I think not everybody qualifies to have an operation. I think the sussing out mechanism is very important. Some people get depressed and they go and seek surgery, and I think those are the wrong people. Some people have sex problems, as you've just mentioned, and they say, well, if they have a facelift, it will answer the problems. I tell them now, it doesn't.
Who in the audience is in favour of cosmetic surgery, and does anybody have any strong feelings against it?
Yes, I think it's quite tragic to see people taking these drastic steps with their bodies to try and prevent a natural progress into maturity and age, because they're being controlled by men and the media, you know, and I'm a man. And throughout the ages, men have established control over you women, and I'm sorry to say, ladies, that I think you are the examples of men's control. And I think it's awful, I think it's tragic. You should allow yourselves to age. You should let your life show in your face and in your bodies, and we love you all the more for it.
Well, I must let the pro-cosmetic section, yes, look at them, a whole lot. Let them come back on that.
Look, for those that want to grow old gracefully, fine, let them. Okay, who are people to say that, look, it's there, it's for you to do? I did what I did, and I've done lots of it, and I'll do lots more. I'm a 30-year-old inside and I don't want to look old yet. I'm not ready to lay down and die. I'm not ready for my carpet slippers. I'm a young, active person. The HRT has helped me. I've had a very sad life, and I feel now that my life is starting all over again, and I feel that people should not criticise people that do this, because it's
their choice
for an individual,
Yes.
and that's, yes.
I agree with this lady in that we cannot generalize about it. We cannot say it's all bad or all good. I think if there are individuals who feel that the quality of life has deteriorated as a result of wrinkles and bags under the eyes, then the goal of medicine is the quality of life. Nobody here is in a position to criticize them because they may feel awful with those wrinkles. They may not enjoy life with those wrinkles. So let them have the surgery then, because they are going to feel better. In the morning they would like to get up and look in the mirror, where
Yes.
before they were afraid of the mirror.
Yes. Sorry.
I'd just like to say that I think that cosmetic surgery is, I don't see any problem with cosmetic surgery as long as it's not paid for by us.
I think it should be in the National Health Service. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. As I said, it's something that causes a tremendous amount of suffering and a decrease in the quality of life, and that's what the National Health Service is for.
Well,
to improve the quality of life for people.
Well, the National Health Service never has enough money to sort of save people's lives.
That's a different problem.
Yes.
You know that there's a lot of people who've had psychiatric treatment and they cost the National Health millions of pounds and they never needed it. And by a very small cosmetic operation, it has actually saved a lot of these people going to psychiatrists. And I have seen patients that they were going loony and had fixations about things, and only by having operations has reversed this. So it has got a place in the National Health.
After the break, we'll be talking about a more drastic rejuvenation technique that claims to revitalize and strengthen a person's aging immune system, and discussing the whys and wherefores of euthanasia.